All right, today we're going to do a quick history of the Hopkins Public Schools. Hopkins' first public school was built in 1862. It was called the Burns School. It was a one-room schoolhouse. They had one teacher. There were a handful of students between the ages of 16 and 20 years old. So that's where our district started. In 1888, they made the first brick schoolhouse, and it was just called Hopkins Public School. And in 1892, Hopkins Public School had its first graduate. Now, there were still students of all ages in this public school, but a bigger and more formal building, and they had high school graduates. In 1908, the Hopkins district built their first high school. They had separate entrances and separate stairwells for boys and girls, but it was a coeducational school, and boys and girls were in classrooms together. So, all the way back at the start of the last century. The first junior high was built in Hopkins in 1925. So, there were enough high school students by that time to separate out elementary and junior high students from the high school students. And so their first Hopkins Junior High School was in 1925, and it was separated from the elementary school. It was two wings of one building, and then there was an auditorium and a gymnasium in the middle. So 1925 was the first time that the school district had specific spaces for students to play and perform together. And later on in the life of Hopkins, in the 50s, it would become Hopkins South Junior High. And in the 1930s, the Hopkins School District started serving school lunch. Before that time, students would go home or bring their lunch in a pail. In the 30s, we started serving meals in the schools. In 1956, the two high schools were built. The Hopkins Eisenhower High School Warriors. Colors were purple and gold, and that's where Eisenhower School is still on that footprint on Highway 7. And then Hopkins Lindbergh High School is where the current high school is, was built in 1970. And they were called the Flyers, and their colors were maroon and gold. In 1959, so South Junior High already existed from the 1920s. North Junior High was built in 1959, so that's this building. West Junior High was built in 1967. So for 10 years, there were 3 junior highs in the district. And then in 1977, South Junior High closed, and the students were split up between West and North. In 1980, Golden Valley School District was blended with the Hopkins School District. They both had different district numbers, and Hopkins Independent School District 270 was born. So our current district dates back to 1980. And in 1983, Eisenhower High School was closed and merged with Lindbergh High School to become Hopkins High School. They changed the colors to royal blue and silver, and they became the Hopkins Royals. I actually have a friend who was in this first senior graduating class from Hopkins High School, and he remembers the intense voting that the student body got to do about the name of the school and their mascot. And now we come up to 2023, which is the next big shift in our school district. No buildings are closing, but for the first time, our junior high schools in the Hopkins district are becoming middle schools, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And for the first time, our high school is going to be a 4-year 9th through 12th grade high school. So next year, we will have Hopkins West Middle School, Hopkins North Middle School, and then a 4-year Hopkins High School. So right now, on the second to the last Monday of the 22-23 school year, let's stop and think about, what do we want to remember in this moment in our school district's history? How can we mark this? What do we want to say, celebrate, think about, and remember? So you as an advisory can decide how you want to do this. If everybody wants to get up and just write messages and draw pictures on the whiteboard and then have your advisor take a photo of that and share it with me, that's great. If you want to find paper and markers and actually make a poster to celebrate the final days of North Junior High and welcome students next year to Hopkins North Middle School. If you and a friend want to team up together on a Canva poster or on Google Slides, you could make a advisory set of slides, and each person from your advisory jump in and create one slide with pictures and images. So think about memories, wishes, advice, celebrations, and whatever your advisory decides to do with this, paper, whiteboard, digital, make sure that you share it with your advisor and or share it with Ms. Wilcox, Angela Wilcox. Advisors help make sure that's happening. So if you make a slideshow and share it with me, if there's paper creations, you can bring them down to my office or put them in my mailbox. What we want to do is hold on to these partly for the archives. This is the end of an era of North Junior High. But we also, if we've got posters that are celebrating, offering advice, or welcoming students to the brand new North Middle School, we may want to put those up or display them on the TV screen in the entryway as our North Middle School students are coming next year. So think about how you want to mark this moment, celebrate, remember. You can all work out something about your favorite memories, whatever makes sense and feels celebratory to you. But let's mark this moment in the history of Hopkins School District as we bid a very fond farewell to Hopkins North Junior High and welcome the era of Hopkins North Middle School. Have fun!